Hello there, and welcome to the opening for Kaladesh. Every new set we open a box, and today I've got one. Now, the promo for this box is Skyship Stalker, which, is just okay. It's clearly not, an amazing card, but it's also not a bad card, so I'm okay with this being the promo. We've had much worse, and we haven't had that much better, so I'm happy with it. Now let's get to opening this. Now, I had congratulated myself the last few times that I opened something because I remembered to have some scissors with me. But luckily there was a little gap in the packaging, so that was real easy. Alright. Easy peasy. We'll set it up like the stores do. And now I'm going to mix up the packs and we'll get to opening. Alright, time to open some packs. So, one thing that people have noticed about my pack openings that I'll explain right at the start here is that I don't really talk about what's in the pack so much. I feel like you can find that pretty much anywhere. And I did get a double rare here, so that's pretty sweet. But I really like to talk about my feelings about the set, sort of the magic design and stuff. If we open something really sweet, of course, I'll mention it. But you can see the sort of gambling and talking about the card pretty much anywhere. Okay, so we got a Gonti. Now, I had a guy playing with a decoction module against me, I believe is the one, where you can bounce creatures, and he just kept bouncing this against me in pre-release. It was devastating. Alright, let's continue. Oh my gosh! I am such a lucky son of a gun. Wow. This is hilarious because the last time that we did expeditions, I opened a fetch land. Now I'm opening this box and I'm getting a Sword of Feast and Famine, which is just awesome. I mean, I really like the foiling and such on these. Now, people have asked me in the comments, and yeah, I'll pull that out again later and we'll get a nice zoom in on it. But people have asked me in the comments on my other videos how I feel about this Kaladesh invention/masterpiece thing. And you know what? I like it overall. I think it's good for the game. And basically, the thing about it is that when you have these masterpieces, they take everything else in the set and they really push it down because, the expected value of a box can't be above MSRP, Prices have to adjust down. So when you have all of these, super expensive cards in there, then you take the price of that box, you take the price of the average rare in a box and you push it down. And I think that's really great for Standard because it pushes it down. And that's really what people can get into most easily when they're new players is Standard. Standard is pretty easy to understand and easy to get into because there's so few sets in Standard compared to the Eternal formats. I mean, it's much harder to get all of the fetch lands and shock lands you need than to get, your fast lands from the newest set here. So I like the fact that it pushes down Standard. I think it's great. There's basically, oh my gosh, we are just doing it here. I love Cataclysmic Gearhulk. So I really like the Masterpiece series in this set. It's called the Invention series. I like it. I'm for it. Basically, the only downside that I can really think of is, well, two. One of them is that when you're playing a bunch of draft, you'll have to draft more before getting your average value because the packs are on average going to have a less expensive rare than they did in the past. Now it'll be, draft, and then every couple of sets or so you'll open a Invention or, whatever, and then you'll get your value back. Oh, and the other downside about masterpieces, although remember, I am for them. The other downside about masterpieces is that they really fuel addictive behavior. The most addictive substances typically are ones that reach your brain super quickly and give you a really hard high. So, you know, like cocaine and stuff does that. Masterpieces do that. They're designed for addictive personalities. So when somebody opens a masterpiece, they're much more likely, if they have an addictive personality, to change their spending habits to try to get another one. So that is the downside for people that are have very addictive personalities. Just be aware of that. Don't let masterpieces change your buying habits of Magic. Because remember, they don't change the EV of a box, the expected value. All they do is kind of make it more lottery-like than it was even before. All right. Now this set I've played a little bit of course. I went to 3 pre-releases. And I have to say, I really like the limited environment of it so far. I like the vehicles a lot because... Alright, well, it looks like our camera kind of cut out on us there, so I have no idea how much of this was recorded, but I think the beginning of the video, you saw pretty much the juice. We opened the Sword of Feast and Famine, like, right away, and obviously that was our awesome pull. Cataclysmic Gearhulk and Chandra as well. We open our 3 rare lands here, which are going to be great for Constructed. We open Inventor's Fair, and from there on, it kind of, you know, goes into our more medium pulls, which was really the end of the recording. So I'm not exactly sure what was all missed, but these were our pulls, and man, they were incredible. Great pulls this time. I'm looking forward to posting this video. If you enjoyed the video today, despite some technical difficulties, feel free to let me know in the comments, and as always, I'll see you next video.